Here it is, my friends, another tidy piece of business by the Montreal Canadiens. Now, the Habs, they have themselves a game later today, and we will pay attention to that as they come and go against the Seattle Kraken. That's going to be great. But before that, we had to get into the discussion on the new contracts. No, not Lane Hudson. That happened yesterday. But the multi-year contract extensions for Jeff Gorton and Kent Hughes, baby, hell yeah! Now, this actually was discussed by Elliot Friedman, way earlier on in the morning, but the Montreal Canadiens, with their press release later on in the day, have officially announced that Jeff Gorton and Kent Hughes will be sticking around. Look at these happy lads and look at the team that they've built on paper, signing guys long-term, locking down this core, and starting out what is hopefully going to be a very successful era of Montreal Canadiens hockey. Canadiens owner, president, and chief executive officer Jeff Molson announced on Tuesday that the team has agreed to terms on multi-year contract extensions with Jeff Gorton, as well as GM Kent Hughes. Molson also announced that Gorton became the president of hockey operations. Both executives were in the final years of their previous contracts. I'm very pleased that Jeff and Kent have committed to the Montreal Canadiens for an additional 5 years. Hell yeah, baby, 5 years, another half-decade of Molson, Gorton, and Hughes. Their commitment to building a world-class organization has been unrelenting and will only get better as we progress in the years to come, said Jeff Molson. I would like to thank Jeff and Kent for taking this team and organization to where it is today, full of talent, size, and speed, with a support structure that is second to none, an objective from day one. I look forward to many more years working with these guys. We then have ourselves a little bit of a history lesson here. Gorton joined the Canadiens on November 28, 2021, and quickly made numerous structural changes to the team's hockey ops department. He established the first ever analytics department and hired several key members of the organization's hockey development department, including Adam Nicholas as director of hockey development. Among his notable appointments are those of GM Kent Hughes, co-director of amateur scouting Nick Bobrov, and special advisor to hockey ops Vincent Lecavalier. Yeah, a lot of these names that we see, Hughes, Bobrov, Lecavalier, they are pretty important pieces in the organization, and it was Jeff Gorton who did all of that. So I know a lot of Rangers fans like to dog on this guy on the left here for everything he did in that organization, but giving him a clean slate in Montreal 4 years ago, it's really been a blessing for the Habs franchise. And Kent Hughes and his arrival as well, I mean, he's the guy that makes the trades. He's the guy that ultimately has final say with draft picks. He's been the mastermind behind building it all at once. You know, they say that Derek Lalonde looks like Gru. Well, maybe Kent Hughes looks a little bit like that too. Or am I just being harassed because they're both bald? I don't know. Let's go out there and read some other things over here. I'd like to thank Jeff Molson for his continued trust in Kent and I, Jeff Gorton said. We are excited for the opportunity to continue the work we began 4 years ago. We believe our team has made significant progress, and we look forward to building on that foundation in place and competing at a high level for years to come. I would also like to acknowledge that this announcement is a reflection on the tireless work and efforts our entire staff has put in. Lastly, thank you to our loyal fans. Your tremendous passion and energy drive us and inspire us every day. Hell yeah, baby. The Montreal Canadiens fans are second to none, and they obviously will put this team first. So a lot of folks being excited for the moves that have been made, the extensions that have been handed out, the players that have been drafted. I don't think anybody's going to go out there and disagree with this. Even the Habs haters would say, yeah, they've done a pretty good job, so they kind of do deserve this. Before joining the Canadiens, Gorton honed his skills in the Bruins hockey ops management group from 1992 to 2007. 15 years of service to the Bees, including the last 8 seasons as assistant general manager. He then joined the New York Rangers as a pro scout at the start of 07-08, taking on various roles in hockey ops over the years that followed, before being promoted to GM of the Rangers in 2015. Hughes was named GM of the Canadiens on January 18, 2022, becoming the 18th person to hold this position in team history. Under the guidance of the Montreal native, the team has made several notable roster moves, significantly changing the identity and culture of the team he had inherited. One of Hughes' first decisions was the hiring of St. Louis on February 9, 2022. Jeff Molson's support has been essential to the work Jeff and I have done, and I would like to thank him for his trust and support in us. We have big ambitions for this team, and for that reason, we consider the work that we have done so far as just the beginning, said GM Kent Hughes. Creating an environment that benefits both individual and collective player development remains our top priority. We're encouraged by the process the team's made, but we're also committed to staying patient and calculated in our actions, trusting the process of our long-term plan. Hughes had a wealth of management experience in the hockey world prior to joining the organization, primarily as a partner and certified agent representing several prominent hockey names in the NHL, with the renowned Quebec-based firm Cortex Management. Under their leadership, the Canadiens reached the 24-25 playoffs for the first time since 2021, doing so as the youngest team to qualify. Now, I think this is really underselling the work that Hughes and Gorton have done. Yes, it's true the Canadiens made the playoffs as the youngest team last year, but man, does it really gloss over just how good this team has been. And a lot of the things that make the Canadiens so great are not going to be really written about in an article like this. They're not going to go out there and say, hey, they signed Lane Hutson to an 8-year extension. Like, that's kind of normal, right? The reason we find that so valuable is because it's so cheap, and compared to some of the other players around the National Hockey League, like Luke Hughes and Jackson Lacombe, Lane Hutson is making less. And with the cap going up, this $8.85 million till 2034 is going to be seen as one of the best contracts in the NHL. People talk about Quinn Hughes and his contract in Vancouver being super cheap. That guy's making less than $8. Well, Lane Hutson is going out there making less than $9 for the next 8 years. Talk about Noah Dobson, 9.5 till 2023, Caden Gooley, 5.5 till 2031. You've got Nick Suzuki, 7.8 till 2030, Caulfield, 7.8 till 2031, Slafkovsky, 7.6 till 2033. I feel like the Slafkovsky contract needs to age a little bit more before we finally start to think of it as really good. But Caulfield and Suzuki, yeah, these guys are making some really good money for what they provide. And I'm not talking about good money in their perspective. It's good for the Habs. So, with this in mind, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below on the Montreal Canadiens extending Jeff Gorton and Kent Hughes, and with this team that they've inherited, how they've changed it around. I mean, I don't think we can go and look at what the Canadiens were like in 2022, but there was a lot of roster turnover. Actually, let's see if we can do that. Let's try to go to Cap Friendly, and can we go to the webarchive.org? Yeah, let's see if we can do that. Try to find the team that the Montreal Canadiens inherited. Okay, that actually looks pretty fine. Can we go over to teams? Yes, here we go. The Montreal Canadiens. Let's see if we can find the Canadiens page, and then we can go back over till 2021. Let's just go to July. When was it that Gorton was hired again? November 2021. All right, so that's pretty rough in where the Canadiens were. This was the team right here. Gallagher, he was still on the same contract. Anderson, same contract. Toffoli, Byron, Yolonen, Caulfield, Suzuki were young guys. Jake Evans was over here. They had all these UFAs. This was the team that was inherited by Jeff Gorton. And to go from that to what they are right now, it's pretty good, you could say. So with all that in mind, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about the Canadiens extending Gorton and Hughes. We'll make another video depending on what happens in Montreal, Seattle, but for now, I want you to let me know how you feel about this. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Comments help out with the algorithm. I hope you enjoyed this video. Sign on, and bye.